Hello YouTube and hello fellow simmers. I am Pinstar, aka the creator of the Legacy Challenge, here with strategies and tactics for getting started with your Legacy Challenge, Part 3. So I've been doing a little playing of Sammy Smarty Pants and the new, well, she's not a Smarty Pants yet, she's still Morgana Wolf, since she and him are not yet officially married, but that hasn't stopped them from doing the woohoo. And after playing for a couple of days, she has hit critical mass. Although she hasn't gotten really that big for that, but Sammy's got an interesting expression on his face. As usual. So let me give you a quick tour of their house that I've built up here. So this was the living room that I constructed. Here we got themselves a desk. I discovered that Morgana had a laptop in her inventory, so that will play home to that laptop as soon as she's done giving birth. I also built out the last of the U-House wing right here, which is going to be our kitchen proper. So we no longer have a kitchenette in our bedroom. We have a kitchen proper. It's a little sparse right now, but we've been saving up our money for the incoming arrival for the infant (S). I did not take any perks or do anything that would increase the chances for twins. Doing that for your very first birth in your legacy family, probably not a good idea. But we'll see. We'll see what Morgana gives us. Also, I didn't do any gender-altering foods. Actually, interesting tip here. So we of course can do the have her, let her give birth at home, or take her to the hospital. And it really doesn't matter which one you go for. We'll speed things up and have him take her to the hospital. But here's an interesting tip. So, if you ever find a pregnant sim visiting your house, and they go into labor at your house, have one of your sims, preferably the sim that you want to make friends with them, take her to the hospital to go deliver her baby. This does a couple of things. One, it gives you a big relationship boost with the mother-to-be, and two, despite not being genetically related to the newborn infant, the sim that takes the pregnant woman to the hospital will share the "it's a boy, it's a girl," or "it's twins," or whatever she happens to have moodlet. So even though she might be your next door neighbor, doesn't matter. It's they're going to get that moodlet. And that is a very powerful moodlet. So yeah, it's a good thing to keep in mind. Now, since these two are the biological mother and father, they would have gotten the moodlet regardless of where she gave birth. All right, so let's speed things up here a little bit. Baby girl. All right. Well, yeah, happy mother means happy baby, which means I can choose the traits, except I can't because this is a legacy challenge. Now, what shall we do? Let's call her Polynesia. If you've seen other videos of mine on Shoost, you will know where that name comes from. And unfortunately, can't pick. Let's see what the randomizer gives me. Virtuoso and grumpy. Ooh, that's a combination. An angry musician. Nice. Okay, so while they make their way home, let us ponder the living quarters for this new little lady. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn what used to be the kitchenette area into a nurseryette. Now, I'm going to approach this, since we only have a bit over $2,000 in the bank, from a more utilitarian standpoint. So, when you're getting an infant going here, my suggestion is, for a bare minimum, do a 2x6 room here. It's all you really need for a crib room. Namely, because if we go here to the kids' room and go to their furniture and get the crib itself, oops, you can just put it right here against the wall and then just have a door here. Now, it may seem a little harsh to stick your second generation heir, or in this case heiress, in a tiny little room, but there's some benefits to that, because you don't really need that huge of a room for the crib, but you can have their playroom, the area where they're once they're a toddler anyway, hang out and spend a lot of their time. Just have them spread out in the areas that you already have a lot of space. No need to build a humongous crib room. The other thing is, if you have twins or more, you're going to want separate little tiny crib rooms with doors separating them, mainly because the children, when they start to cry, will not wake each other up, and in this particular case, they will not wake the parents up in the bed. You can always wake them up manually, but that way it doesn't wake them both up. Alright, so let's go back to live mode. Let's crank it up to ultra speed. Okay, so they are both rocking that moodlet. Get married, yep. Yeah, we can promise that. No, you don't need a massage. Yep, you can do that. And yep, you already want to get married. That's fine. And once they already got their moodlets maxed out again, so we can actually put off getting them married and engaged until this 24-hour It's a Girl moodlet wears off. But then we can get them engaged, let them ride out that moodlet, and so on and so forth. Now, in terms of the infant stage, pretty easy. Oh, isn't she cute? And what's she doing? She's fine with her motives. But so we're just going to pop her in the crib because Mom and Dad need some rest. Yeah, she thinks she's being flirty. Interesting. And nothing like flirting with your wife after she just gave birth. Okay, one other little tip here for making sure they go to sleep nice and happy is whenever your married couple is going to bed at around the same time, which in this case they are, don't have them go to sleep. Have them both just sit on the bed and relax. And woohoo them to sleep. We're not going to try for another baby. not this quickly. We're not going for an 11 billion. Okay. That was unexpected, but they got their needs met here, namely to max their fun. So why don't you go to sleep? Normally, I don't know if that was a function of the pod here, but normally they will. They'll go right to sleep after their woohoo session when they're both really tired. And we gotta spread some paint here because we got the need some paint moodlet here. Always good just to grab the eyedropper. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put a pause right here while we wait for little Polynesia to grow up to a toddler, because that's where my next set of tips will be originating from. See you on the flip side. And we're back. So I had a little bit of issues with the last batch of footage that I took, and so I kind of have to reshoot everything here in the latter half here. So we're kind of jumped ahead a little bit in time. So we went straight from infant to now toddler here. So let me give you a couple of summary of my tips that I have here for you. Okay, so. Tip number 1, when dealing with the age up from infanthood to toddlerhood, here's little Polynesia, by the way, isn't she cute? Is use a birthday cake. You can find it under the buy mode, under the outdoor cooking. Doesn't make a lot of sense to put it there, but that's where it is. And it's only $30. So this birthday cake, you take it to put it on a surface and then just have a parent pick up the child, say blow out candles. It'll ask you who you want to blow the candles out for. You choose the little one, and that'll age them up. Now, of course, we have little Polynesia here. Oh yeah, she didn't get any traits going from infant to toddlerhood. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is, and this is sort of a timing thing, wait for their bladder to actually be about this level when you go to age them up, because that way, as soon as they're aged up, they're ready for their first round of potty training. So that's actually what we're going to do here while I talk here. So by timing it that way, that'll save you a diaper change and get them kick-started. It usually takes about maybe 3, sometimes 4 rounds of potty training to get them potty training, but it is certainly useful to have them trained up, because once they are fully potty trained, they can just use the potty themselves and not need diaper changes or other stuff like that. The other good thing regarding the cake here is regarding the cake itself. The thing is only $30 itself, and if you look here, you get 6 meals out of it. Not terribly healthy meals, but The Sims doesn't really track that. It really doesn't track how healthy the meal is. So for $30, you can have your Sims have 6 full meals, which actually is, I mean, it's more expensive than doing a cooked meal, but you don't need to worry about someone burning the kitchen down, nor do you need any kitchen equipment. You just buy it and eat it. All right, so here we have Polynesia. She is playing on here with the blocks. Once they age up to children, they can start making use of the drawing to start building their other skills, their artist skills rather. But the main thing here is I like having them play with these smaller individual toys. And let's see, we got them their blocks toy here. We got the xylophone. Xylophone you're going to want to keep out of any kind of bedrooms, be it a child's bedroom or an adult's bedroom, because it is considered a noisy object. Let me see, what other toys do we have here? Some of these are a little bit new for me. But I have to say there is one toy that I do miss from The Sims 2, and that's the Wascally Wabbit Head, or the Wobbly Wabbit Head, the infant toy that trained charisma. Oh man, that was like the most ideal toy possible. Well, let the child do her thing. Oh yeah, check out your new shower there. And you feet on the floor. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Do not bother with a toddler high chair and toddler mush. I mean, unless you're going for specific, screenshots and scenes and whatnot, it's horribly inefficient. Yeah, why don't you empty that lovely thing there? Just make sure that your toddler here is building skills as often as humanly possible. Now, speaking of skills, in the context of a legacy challenge, you don't really need to teach them to walk or talk for gameplay purposes. You may want to for story purposes, or because it kind of feels good to have your kid walking and talking. But you don't actually need to do it. The main purpose that potty training, walking, and talking training does for your toddler is it increases the chances that you're going to get to choose their traits upon aging up to childhood. But if you're playing a legacy challenge, you aren't going to get to choose those traits anyway. So might as well save your Sims time. The only one I could argue for is the potty training, because it can save you time on diaper changes. But even then, that's sort of a borderline case, because when when a toddler has a full diaper, obviously it drops their hygiene to zero, and when they get a diaper change, it rockets their hygiene all the way back up. So in essence, it's it restores two full motives. They restore their own bladder, and then the diaper change restores the hygiene. If they're potty training themselves, they can keep their bladder motive in check, but their hygiene's just going to naturally drop over time. And but they're not going to be considered to have a full diaper, so you're going to need to give them a bath, which is long time consuming. And in our case, we don't even have a tub, so it might actually behoove you to not train them at all. Not train them in their toddler skills, in their skills, their music skills and their logic skills, on any kind of skill points that you can give them. Absolutely do it. The other thing you can do is doing a read with Polynesia. Oh, what are you freaking out about, little lady? Morgana, don't take your daughter out into the rain to read to her. You're taking her out into the... What? Morgana, what are you doing, you crazy lady? You crazy. Anywho. But I think it's bedtime for her anyway. Reading to them is another great way to help build relationship scores and skills and whatnot. If I remember correctly, the number of books a person reads in their life will have a subtle impact on their abilities and royalties made when and if they pursue a writing career. And children's books count. So if you have a toddler that you aspire to be a writer, read them all kinds of books, and that will start building up their number of books read counter nice and early in life. So by the time they get around to actually writing books, they'll be able to start producing some pretty good stuff right off the bat. Even if it doesn't necessarily build their writing skill, they're still going to get better royalties out of the deal. So that's about it. At this point, your family is pretty well established. You could start working on a spare. Always a good idea to have a spare, just in case something happens to little Polynesia here. I would hate for that to happen, but if you've seen my other video, things can happen. Other video not Sims related. The other video that contained her as a name character. Anyway, so that pretty much concludes it for my getting started tips and tricks videos. What I am going to do, however, this isn't the end of my Sims 3 videos. I'm going to, starting next week, going to be producing little videos on a challenge that I created that some of you may not have heard of. It's called the Sim of the Month Challenge, and I created it a couple of years ago, actually, about maybe 3 years or so ago. Picked it up a bit sporadically. And so I will be presenting that challenge for those of you who have not seen it verbatim, and give you a little introduction to it. It's a much faster challenge. So for those of you who might not want to get started with a legacy challenge, especially now that The Sims 4 is looming, word on the street is September the 2nd. Not 100% confirming on that, but that's what I've been hearing. For those of you who want to get into some quicker, smaller, bite-sized challenges, the Sim of the Month Challenge is probably going to be something for you. So keep an eye out for those videos coming in the following weeks. So if you liked this video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a like and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. I always appreciate your feedback. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. Have a good one, everyone.